All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive. You ready to get into some marketing today?
Oh, absolutely. I love this stuff. So fascinating.
Yeah, we've got this really cool article here. It's called Understanding Marketing Principles. It's from Procure for Marketing.
Ah, yes, I've read that one. It's a
Yeah.
great overview.
Yeah, so we're going to kind of use that as our jumping off point today and really kind of break down, what are the fundamental principles of marketing? How does this stuff actually work? Because I think a lot of people, they see ads, they see marketing campaigns, but they don't really think about what's going on behind the scenes.
Right. It's a lot more strategic than people realize.
Yeah, for sure. So the article starts off by talking about the four P's of marketing. Have you heard of these?
Of course, the four P's are like marketing 101.
Okay, so for our listeners who maybe haven't gotten that memo yet, break it down for us. What are the four P's?
So the four P's are product, price, place, and promotion.
Mm.
And they're basically the foundation of any marketing strategy.
Okay, so like building blocks.
Exactly. Each one is crucial and they all work together.
Gotcha. So let's start with product. What does that really mean in the context of marketing?
Well, it's more than just the physical item or service you're selling. It's about understanding what your product does for your customer. What need does it fulfill? What problem does it solve?
So it's like the value it provides.
Right. For
Right.
example, think about the iPhone. It's not just a phone. It's a status symbol, a fashion accessory, a tool for creativity and connection. Apple has done a brilliant job of marketing the idea of the iPhone as much as the product itself.
Okay, that makes sense. So how does price fit into all of this?
Price is all about perceived value. It's not just about covering your costs. It's about what your target market is willing to pay and what that price says about your brand.
Hmm. Okay. So like a luxury car is priced higher, not just because it costs more to make, but because that high price tag reinforces the image of exclusivity and prestige.
Exactly. You got it.
All right. So we've got product, we've got price. What about place? What does that mean?
Place is all about how your product gets to your customer. It's your distribution strategy, your sales channels, your online presence.
So like where you sell it and how people actually buy it.
Yeah, think about Amazon. They've built an empire by making it ridiculously easy and convenient for people to buy just about anything.
Seriously, 2-day shipping is my weakness.
Exactly. They've mastered the place P.
Okay, so last but not least, we've got promotion. What does that entail?
Promotion is all about communicating with your target audience, creating awareness, generating interest, and ultimately driving sales.
So it's like all the ways you get the word out about your product.
Right. It encompasses everything from advertising and public relations to social media marketing and content creation.
So it's like a whole toolbox of tactics.
Yeah, and the key is to use the right tools for your target market and your specific goals.
Wow. Okay. So those are the famous four Ps, the foundation of marketing. But the article doesn't stop there. It goes on to talk about how the digital age has kind of expanded this framework, adding three more Ps to the mix.
Oh, yeah. The seven Ps, you've got people, process, and physical evidence.
Okay, so break those down for me. What do those new Ps represent?
Well, in today's digital world, every interaction a customer has with your brand matters. So people refers to your employees, your customer service reps, everyone who represents your company. They all contribute to the overall customer experience.
That makes sense. So like a friendly barista at Starbucks can really make your day and leave you with a positive impression of the brand.
Exactly. Or a rude salesperson can completely turn you off a company no matter how much you like their products.
Okay, so people is all about the human element. What about process? What does that mean?
Process is about creating a smooth and efficient customer journey from start to finish. It's about making it easy for people to buy from you, use your product or service, and get support when they need it.
So it's like streamlining everything and minimizing friction.
Yeah. A great example is Domino's Pizza Tracker. It turns the usually boring process of waiting for your pizza into an engaging, interactive experience.
I gotta admit, I love watching that little pizza icon move across the screen.
See, it's a simple thing, but it makes a difference.
Okay, last but not least, we've got physical evidence. What does that mean in the context of marketing?
This one can be a bit tricky since we're talking about a lot of digital products and services, but essentially it's about providing tangible proof of quality, even for things that are intangible.
So like how do you show someone that your online course is worth their money?
Exactly. Things like testimonials, case studies, a well-designed website, even the packaging of your product if you have a physical product. These all contribute to the customer's perception of your brand.
So it's like those little details that can really make a difference.
Right. Even things like the ambiance of your store, if you have a brick and mortar location, the music, the lighting, the way your staff interacts with customers, it all contributes to the overall brand
This
experience.
is making me think about all the brands I interact with in a whole new light. I'm never going to look at a shopping trip the same way again.
That's the point. You
Yeah.
start to see the strategy behind everything.
It's fascinating stuff. We've covered the 4 Ps, we've covered the 7 Ps, but there's still so much more to explore in this article. So let's take a quick pause here, and when we come back, we'll dive into 2 more key pieces of the puzzle: advertising and digital marketing. Don't go anywhere. All right, so we're back, and we're ready to talk about, I think, 2 of the most, kind of prominent aspects of marketing, which are advertising and digital marketing.
Yeah, these are the areas that I think really capture people's imaginations.
For sure. I mean, everybody sees ads. Everybody's on the internet these days. So let's start with advertising. I mean, what is advertising in a nutshell?
Well, I think of advertising as kind of the art of persuasion, right? It's about using creativity, storytelling, and, different media to capture attention, build brand awareness, and ultimately drive sales.
So it's not just about like shouting your message from the rooftops.
It's much more nuanced than that. It's
Yeah.
about understanding your target audience, their needs, their desires, and crafting a message that resonates with them on an emotional level.
So like a good ad makes you feel something.
Exactly. Think about some of the most memorable ad campaigns you've seen. They often tell a story, evoke an emotion, or connect with you on a personal level.
Yeah, like that Budweiser commercial with the puppies and the Clydesdales gets me every time.
See, it's playing on those heartstrings.
Yeah, for sure. So how has the digital age kind of changed the game for advertising?
Oh, it's been a huge shift. I mean, with the rise of the internet and social media, the way we consume information has completely changed. So advertisers have had to adapt.
I mean, we're all bombarded with ads constantly now.
Yeah.
It seems like everywhere you look online.
Yeah, it's definitely more challenging to cut through the clutter, but it's also created so many new opportunities for targeted and personalized advertising.
Okay, so let's talk about digital marketing then. What exactly is digital marketing?
Digital marketing is essentially any marketing effort that uses digital channels to reach consumers. So we're talking about things like websites, search engines, social media, email marketing, mobile apps, and more.
So basically anything that happens online.
Yeah, pretty much. And what's so exciting about digital marketing is that it's constantly evolving. There are always new platforms, new technologies, new ways to connect with your audience.
It seems like you need a degree in computer science just to keep up.
It can be overwhelming, but that's also what makes it so dynamic and interesting. There's always something new to learn and experiment with.
Okay, so what are some of the key components of a successful digital marketing strategy?
Well, first and foremost, you need to understand your target audience. Who are you trying to reach? What are their interests? What are their pain points?
So you're not just blasting out a generic message to everyone.
No, it's all about being targeted and relevant. You want to deliver the right message to the right people at the right time.
Makes sense. So how do you actually do that? How do you find those people online?
There are a lot of different tools and techniques, but one of the most important is search engine optimization, or SEO.
Okay, SEO. I've heard that term thrown around.
Good.
What exactly does that mean?
Essentially, SEO is about making sure your website and content are visible in search engine results pages like Google. So when someone searches for a product or service related to your business, you want to show up at the top of the list.
So it's like the digital equivalent of having prime real estate on a busy street.
Yeah, exactly. You want to be where the customers are, and these days that's online.
Got it. So SEO is all about getting found online.
Sure.
What about social media? How does that fit into the digital marketing mix?
Social media is a powerful tool for building relationships with your audience, creating brand awareness, and driving traffic to your website.
It seems like every business has a Facebook page and an Instagram account these days.
Yeah, it's become essential. But it's not just about being on social media, it's about being active and engaging. You need to create compelling content that people will want to share and interact with.
So it's not just about like posting a bunch of ads and calling it a day.
No, it's about providing value to your audience, building a community, and fostering a sense of connection.
Okay, so we've got SEO, we've got social media. What are some other important elements of digital marketing?
Email marketing is still a very effective way to stay in touch with your customers and promote your products or services.
Oh yeah, those newsletters I never seem to unsubscribe from.
Yeah, they can be annoying, but when done well, email marketing can be very personalized and targeted.
So it's about sending the right message to the right people, not just spamming everyone on your list.
Exactly. And then, of course, there's paid advertising like Google ads or Facebook
Ah,
ads.
yes, the ads that seem to follow you around the internet.
Yeah, those can be a bit creepy, but they can also be very effective when targeted properly.
It's like they know what I'm thinking before I even do.
It's all about data these days. The more data you have about your target audience, the more effectively you can reach them with your marketing messages.
Well, this is all very eye-opening. I feel like I need to go back and reevaluate my entire online strategy.
It's definitely a lot to take in. But the most important thing is to be strategic and to always be learning and adapting. The digital marketing landscape is constantly changing, so you need to be flexible and willing to experiment.
So it's like a never-ending game.
In a way, yes. But that's what makes it so exciting.
I think we've covered a lot of ground here. But before we wrap up, I want to touch on one more important aspect of marketing, which is the ethical side of things.
Ah, yes. That's a crucial topic, especially in today's digital age.
Because with all this data and all these powerful tools at our disposal, I think it's easy to kind of cross the line sometimes.
Absolutely. We have a responsibility to use these tools ethically and to respect the privacy of our audience.
Right, because at the end of the day, marketing should be about building trust, not breaking it.
Exactly. It's about creating win-win situations where both the business and the customer benefit.
Well said. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with a challenge. Take a look at your own favorite brands. How are they using these marketing principles? What are they doing well? What could they be doing better? Because the more we understand about marketing, the more empowered we become as consumers.
Absolutely. Knowledge is power. And in the world of marketing, that's definitely true.
All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the fascinating world of marketing. We hope you learned something new, and we'll see you next time for another deep dive into a different topic. Okay, so we've talked about the what of marketing, the nuts and bolts. But now I want to kind of shift gears and talk about the ethics of it all.
Yeah, that's a really important conversation to have because as marketers, we have a lot of power. We have access to data, we have these sophisticated tools and techniques. So it's crucial that we use that power responsibly.
Right, because it's easy to kind of get caught up in the bottom line, the numbers, and forget that there are real people on the other side of those transactions.
Absolutely. We need to remember that marketing is ultimately about human connection. It's about building relationships and trust. And that requires us to be ethical in everything we do.
Okay, so let's break this down. What are some of the key ethical considerations in marketing?
Well, I think data privacy is a huge one. With all the data that companies are collecting these days, it's more important than ever to be transparent about how that data is being used and to give consumers control over their own information.
Right, because nobody wants to feel like they're being spied on or manipulated.
Exactly. Consumers need to feel like they can trust the brands they're interacting with. And that trust is built on transparency and respect.
So transparency is key. What else?
I think honesty in advertising is another big one. We need to be truthful in our marketing messages and avoid making misleading or exaggerated claims.
Yeah, because those kinds of tactics might work in the short term, but they ultimately erode trust and damage your brand reputation.
Right. It's about building long-term relationships with your customers, not just trying to make a quick buck.
Okay, so we've got data privacy, we've got honesty. What else should ethical marketers be thinking about?
I think inclusivity and diversity are really important. Our marketing messages should reflect the diversity of our society and avoid perpetuating harmful stereotypes.
Yeah, we need to make sure that everyone feels seen and represented.
Exactly. And that goes for both the people we feature in our marketing materials and the messages we're putting out there.
So it's not just about avoiding offense, it's about actively promoting positive social change.
Right. It's about using our platform to make the world a better place.
I love that. So to kind of sum this all up, it sounds like ethical marketing really boils down to treating people with respect.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. It's about being honest, transparent, and considerate of the impact our actions have on others.
And I think that's something we could all get behind, whether we're marketers, consumers, or just, human beings trying to navigate this crazy world.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, it's about doing the right thing, even when it's hard, even when nobody's watching.
Well said. Well, I think this has been a really insightful conversation. I've learned a lot, and I hope our listeners have too. So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of marketing, I want to leave everyone with a challenge. Go out there and be a conscious consumer. Pay attention to the marketing messages you're bombarded with every day. Ask yourself, are these brands being ethical? Are they respecting my privacy? Are they promoting values that I align with?
Yeah, and don't be afraid to vote with your wallet. Support the brands that are doing things right, and let the others know that you expect more.
Absolutely. All right, everyone, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the ever-evolving world of marketing. We'll see you next time for another deep dive into a different topic. Keep those brains buzzing, and we'll catch you later.